Falls from ladders send over 150,000 people to the emergency room every year in this country. Almost none of them were professional gutter cleaners using the right equipment. Almost all of them were homeowners standing on a wobbly extension ladder trying to save themselves a $200 service call. That gap between what homeowners are willing to risk and what they're willing to pay someone else to do safely is the entire business we're talking about today. Gutter cleaning. Genuinely one of the lowest barrier service businesses available right now, and the safety angle isn't just a footnote here, it's actually the product you're selling. Let's start with why this business refuses to go away no matter what happens in the economy. Every building with a roof has gutters. Every gutter eventually fills with leaves, pine needles, shingle grit, and the occasional tennis ball. Homeowners ignore this until water starts pouring into their basement or seeping into a wall, and by then it's not a $200 fix anymore, it's a $1,000 repair. That urgency is built into the business permanently. Nobody is disrupting this with an app. Now let's spend your money properly, because this is one of the cheapest legitimate businesses we've covered. The single most important purchase is a gutter vacuum system, and this is the one place where spending more upfront makes you more money faster. A wet-dry vacuum built specifically for gutter debris with at least 2,400 watts of suction power runs between $2,500 and $4,500. Compare that to the old method, extension ladder, bucket, and hand scoop, which costs you almost nothing up front, but costs you everything in time, risk, and limited job capacity. A ladder crew cleans roughly 150 linear feet of gutter per hour. A vacuum operator working from the ground covers 300 to 400 feet in that same hour. You are not buying a vacuum. You are buying speed, safety, and the ability to take on multi-story jobs that ladder-only operators have to turn down. Carbon fiber or aluminum extension poles to reach 40 feet, $800 to $1,500. A gutter inspection camera so you can show clients exactly what's clogged before and after, which becomes a genuinely persuasive sales tool, a few $100s. General liability insurance, which matters here specifically because you're working near roof lines and gutters, $500 to $1,000 a year depending on your state. A business license, usually under $200, and notably, most jurisdictions require no special licensing at all for gutter cleaning. That's part of why this is such an accessible entry point. All in, a realistic working setup lands between $3,000 and $5,000. If you want to start leaner and prove the model first, you can begin with the old ladder and scoop method for under $500, but understand you're trading long-term profitability and your own physical safety for a lower entry price. Most operators who start that way upgrade to a vacuum system within their first 6 months, once they see how much faster jobs move. Here's what you charge, and where most new operators leave money sitting on the table. A standard single-story home with light debris runs $175 to $225. Two-story homes, $225 to $325. Three-story properties or anything with steep, difficult roof lines, $300 to $450 or more. This is not a business where you quote one flat number for every house. Height, pitch, and debris load change your time on site dramatically, and your price needs to change with it. Quote low on a 3-story job because you're nervous about losing it, and you've just signed up for double the risk at the same price as a single-story job. That math only ever favors the customer, never you. Clogged downspouts are a separate add-on, not something you absorb into the base price. They require testing, flushing, and extra time, so charge for them specifically. Same with gutter guard installation quotes and minor repairs you spot while you're already up there. A simple $200 cleanout conversation can turn into a $5,000 gutter replacement quote within months once that client trusts you enough to ask what else needs attention. Now the income math, and this is where the business genuinely surprises people. A single job takes 45 minutes to an hour. Your material cost per job is roughly $5 in fuel and equipment wear. 4 jobs in a day at an average of $250 each is $1,000 in revenue for material costs under $25. Solo operators running efficient routes are realistically targeting $1,000 a day, which at 20 working days a month is $20,000 in gross monthly revenue. After taxes and overhead, that lands you somewhere around $14,000 to $15,000 a month in real take-home income. One operator who started with just over $4,000 in startup capital is now clearing $180,000 a year, working roughly 8 months out of 12, because gutter cleaning has a genuine seasonal rhythm. Spring and fall are your peak windows, and a smart operator builds their year around that instead of fighting it. Your first customers and your fastest path to consistent bookings come down to one number: reviews. In 90% of local markets, having somewhere between 100 and 200 Google reviews at a 4.8-star rating or higher is what keeps a gutter business booked 4 to 5 days a week. The fastest way to get there is not by chasing big installation jobs first. It's by taking every small cleanout job you can find early on, because a straightforward $200 cleanout generates a review just as easily as a $5,000 job, and reviews are what the algorithm and the neighborhood both respond to. Set up your free Google business profile on day 1. Post before and after photos of gutters going from packed with debris to completely clear. This transformation is dramatic and shareable, similar to what we've seen work in pressure washing and junk removal. And go door to door with simple flyers in neighborhoods with mature trees, since tree coverage is the single biggest predictor of gutter demand in any given area. Here's what actually kills new operators in this business, and the failure modes here are very specific to the trade. Underpricing because it's just gutter cleaning. This phrase shows up constantly among new operators, and it's the single most common reason people undercharge in this business. Professional service, including the safety equipment, insurance, and skill required to do it without falling off a roof, deserves professional pricing. You are not competing with a homeowner's nephew with a ladder. You are competing with the homeowner's fear of doing this themselves. Treating every job as one time instead of building toward recurring contracts. A gutter that's clogged once will clog again in 6 months. The smartest operators offer a maintenance contract with a discount of 20 to 25% for biannual service locked in up front, which eliminates your marketing cost for that customer entirely going forward and gives you predictable income you can actually plan around. Skipping insurance because the business feels low risk. Ladder work and roof lines carry real liability exposure, even with a vacuum. A single fall, a single damaged gutter, a single dispute over property damage can end a business that has no insurance behind it. And ignoring seasonality in your cash planning. This business has real peaks in spring and fall and real lulls in between. Operators who spend every dollar they make in October are the ones panicking in January. Build a cash buffer during your 2 busy seasons specifically, so the slow months don't force bad decisions. Here's the scaling and exit path once you're consistently booked. Once you're running 4 to 5 jobs a day solo and turning off calls, hire a second person at $16 to $20 an hour and put them on a second vacuum rig. You've now roughly doubled your daily capacity without doubling your own hours. From there, many gutter operators expand naturally into adjacent services, pressure washing, window cleaning, gutter guard installation, because you're already on site, already trusted, and the customer would rather give you the extra work than call someone new. And the exit is genuinely clean in this business. A gutter cleaning company with an established client base, recurring maintenance contracts, and consistent 5-star reviews sells based on real, demonstrable cash flow, typically in a range that reflects 2 to 4 times annual net profit. A solo operation clearing $80,000 to $100,000 a year in profit is a business worth real money to a buyer who wants predictable, recession-resistant income from day 1. A vacuum system, a set of poles, the willingness to do, safely, what most homeowners are terrified to do themselves. That's the entire business, and it's been quietly profitable for the people willing to take it seriously, instead of treating it as just a summer job with a ladder. If breakdowns like this help you think through real options, subscribe to the channel. Every video, we take one real business, dig into the actual numbers, and show you exactly what it takes to build it from the ground up.